Hello, Charlie. Help me put the screen this thing. Help me put the class flyer as the screen for now. Hello, Charlie.
Yes, Edie, I've done that.
Charlie, I also make Maureen a host. I can't seem to do that. You are the main host now. I've had to take my phone off and let the computer. So please make Maureen a host. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. We're all welcome to class. So as usual, let's give others the grace of 5 minutes to join so we can start. Please, can anyone hear me? Just to be sure I'm being heard.
Yes, I hear you.
Okay. So please, let's just give others the grace of 5 minutes for them to join, then we start. Thank you. Please, let's also do well to remind our party members to join. We're about getting started. So let's remind them in case they've forgotten, it's already 5. Good evening once again. It's 5:05, so we're going to get started. We're all welcome to class, and we've gotten to the tail end of our stay here in this cohort. So we're all welcome to class, and as usual, for me, it's been an exciting and insightful journey. And today we're going to be looking at leadership more than just a concept, right? For me, I think one of the most abused words is the word leadership, right? Everybody wants to identify as a leader, but do you really understand, or do you really know what leadership is? What does it mean to be a leader, or what does leadership mean? And we're so, I think, delighted to have our executive director, Mr. Kunle Lawal, in the house. He's going to be taking us on this journey of understanding what leadership is. So without any much ado, I know you can't clap, but you can, wherever you are, you can put your hands together as we welcome the ED to take over. You're welcome, sir.
Good day, everyone. Like Peace said, thank you very much, Peace. Like Peace said, you've come to the tail end of your cohort, which is the last 3 days. Your graduation, I believe, is supposed to be on Sunday, and I'd like to thank you for the time you've given us. I'm just overwhelmed. 13 cohorts. Congrats to the team. I must say, for Maureen, who's been through it all, Chalia, Peace, Lisa, of course, Tolu, Shola, Anita, too numerous to mention. I don't think I can do a roll call here. But the entire region of the Electoral College, and of course the board that has made this possible. I think this is a great time for the college. So I'd like to see more being done. It's surprising that today's class we have this roughly a few members, and of course this brings me to what I'm going to discuss today. So I hope everyone can see me clearly, and I hope that you can hear me clearly. I'm also very audible. So leadership more than a concept. Now, every time in Nigeria we decide to discuss the word leadership, there's something we never do. So we're very fond of saying, this is my leader. That's my leader. I want to be a leader. Or we aspire for leadership positions, which are in, of course, the corporate world, business world, or maybe the, what they call it, maybe the, how would I put it, the political world, well, which is most common, or any set of, parameters in which we find ourselves, or units we find ourselves, where we always aspire to leadership. If you mostly aspire to leadership, what they call it, position. But now here's the catch. Who exactly is a leader? I think I would like the class to do something. Just tell me who a leader is to you. Type it in the chat box. There's no need to unmute anybody. We'll take the class back. You guys can just type who you think a leader is. Forget the definition here. Just type who you think a leader is. In the shortest possible sentence, please. No long stories. No, there's no wrong or right answer. I'd just like to see what you guys think a leader is. I would say leaders are defined by the characteristics they portray. And that's my own definition. And there's a reason why I use that definition. But like I said, I'd like to see what you guys have put in. Peace, help me read anything that's on the chat box, if there is. Is there?
Okay, I'm trying to check through. Okay, someone here is saying a leader is a good manager of people and resources. I think that's
Good.
the only one I have here. Just one person.
Only one.
Okay, we have another one now. Exemplary life. Someone just said exemplary life, Jessica. Then we have Godwin, one who guides and directs the affairs of a set of people. That's all. Okay, we have another one again. A leader is a person who influences people and gives direction to a group. That's from Precious. Then Ayodeji, a leader is someone who influences others. That's all we have. Oh, another one.
Okay, great.
A leader is someone who solves problems and is able to gear people towards a common cause. That's all, Edie.
You see, most times when people are defining leadership, they define it from the functionality of being a leader. The best definition of leadership, for me, that I've heard, it doesn't have to be yours, but my own best definition of leadership is a complex word for servitude. I'll repeat, leadership is a complex word for servitude. Leadership is service. What are the characteristics of a leader? Every leader in time, let's use our Nigerian leaders. Excuse me. Let's use our Nigerian leaders. Can anybody tell me what was notable about Obasanjo as a leader? You can just type in the chat box. Please help me read if there's anything. What was notary about Obasanjo? What did you note about Goodluck Jonathan? What did you note about Buhari? What have you noted about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Leaders all have a major characteristic. That's what defines them. It doesn't necessarily define their leadership roles, or it doesn't necessarily define the quality of leadership they are providing, but there's always a characteristic that is imminent in a leader that make people follow him.
Okay.
Follow the leader, him or her. Okay.
We have the first one. I don't know who she's referring to, Precious. She said debt cancellation for Nigeria. So I don't know who that is.
Debt cancellation?
Yeah,
How
for
do you
Nigeria.
get to debt cancellation?
I don't know. That's from Precious.
I was talking about their character. We're going into policy.
Then we have another
It was not policy, it was character.
Okay. So we have another person, OBJ, audacity. Then we have
you can say that again.
We have integrity. Then he didn't specify who. He didn't specify. He didn't specify. Then we have from Dami, OBJ, his international respect and decisiveness and his ability to empower the brightest for national uplifting. Then we have courage and boldness from nobody, not referring to anybody.
So if I were to define a leader like Obasanjo, I knew he was audacious. That was good. He was always audacious. But what I think was the most reflective of his leadership style or his character was his ability to manage people and his government. Please, could you switch off your mic? Thank you. So his ability to manage his people and resources. He was able to how would I put it? Headhunt people. Like I'll give an example. He went to look for Okonjo-Iweala in World Bank. He scouted XIII025 from a university. He got Dora Akinyuli from hearing how she did well in PTF and sent for her. Dora Akinyuli was so scared that time because we're just coming out of military rule. So Dora Akinyuli and her husband entered night bus and came to see Obasanjo. That time, if the president has to see you, it's problem. That was back in the day. So she came over and he told her what he wanted to do, and he said he picked her because she had lost the sister to bad drugs or wrong drugs, poor substandard drugs actually. And he said he wanted to wipe that because of that thing and what she did in PTF. He felt she was the best for NAFDAC. Dora Akinyuli turned around NAFDAC. He was able to find Frankie Wike Jr. the best minister of communication I think I've seen in my time in Nigeria, and I've seen quite a lot of them. And his management of people was beautiful. Now, who I would call audacious will not be Obasanjo. Who I would term audacious was the short-lived president, President Shehu Musa Yar'Adua. Shehu Musa Yar'Adua was audacious, and I'll tell you why. You can Google statements from him. He was going to remove what they call it, immunity from governors and the president and the vice president. The present electoral act you have today was one of the things President Shehu Musa Yar'Adua tried to put in. A lot of the present electoral act he tried to put in at his time. He was the first president to admit that the election that brought him in was fraudulent, and it will never happen again in Nigeria's history. He was that audacious. He just didn't spend enough time with us. President Shehu Musa Yar'Adua, I will always say at any point in time, was audacious. Now, if you come down to President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, I don't think that there's been a Nigerian president who had the empathy that President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan had. Empathy and humility. I don't know of a president that was close to being humble like President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. He was a humble guy. He took a lot of insults. I remember when Nasser El-Rufai accused him when he went to see the Niger president that he was meeting with Boko Haram. If you tried that with any other president, I don't need to tell you where you would end up. And Goodluck took it. Even during elections, he took pictures of him in a coffin. You know, that kind of things were public information. He had empathy. And I remember when he said, stealing is not corruption. Nigerians wanted to read that statement bad. It wasn't, what he said wasn't wrong. But, you know, corruption is actually abuse of office. It's not stealing money. In Nigeria, we just feel stealing money is corruption. Of course, when you steal money, you abuse the use of office. But the main meaning of corruption was, so everybody turned it to stealing is not corruption because they hated him so much. And, you know, he dealt with quite a lot of things. But I keep remembering, he was one of those that triggered the growth of Nollywood. And he met with actors and said, what's your problem? What exactly do you want? Well, you know, and I remember his You Win project. You know, a lot of people won, though they didn't use the money for what they said they wanted to use it for. But, you know, write your business plan, get what you're doing. He was empathic towards, and he appointed quite a lot of people across board. He didn't appoint the usual suspects or the families of the usual suspects. I think that's what even got him thrown out or got him kicked out as president. We'll now go to President Muhammadu Buhari. I will tell you something. Of all Nigerian presidents, President Muhammadu Buhari embodied simplicity. He was known never to, you can't tell President Muhammadu Buhari the price of his watch. If you tell him the price of his watch that you gave to him, that's the end of him wearing it. If he hears something audacious or shoes, those things were hidden from him. President Muhammadu Buhari he loved this country as much as a lot of people tend to differ. He actually loved this country. But like I always say, I'm sure everybody here at this present age has dated or not or been in a relationship. So I'm going to explain it like this so that you understand. It's not who loves you, it's how they love you. So the problem President Muhammadu Buhari had was not loving Nigeria. His problem was how he loved Nigeria. It was if I were to style him, I would say one of those guys that will love you, but will not care whether you get burnt by oil in the kitchen while cooking for him. That's the best way I'll explain President Muhammadu Buhari. But his simplicity, but his simplicity and his humility was always, he was known for it. He was voted on that, this thing. And He's zero tolerance. Though if he trusts you, you can steal all the money in the world. You just can't do it in front of him. And I can tell you that he himself personally will not take one kobo from the coffers of Nigeria. That was, I don't need you to agree with what I'm saying, but you know, President Muhammadu Buhari wasn't that kind of person. He had aides that, will buy new, and he'll ask how much the car is, and they'll tell him that the car is 2 million naira. He's like, go and get me. And this was a situation that happened. I said, get my wife that car. I like it too. I'll give you 2 million. That's how the aides had to go and steal money to buy the car for the original price, because they couldn't tell the president that the car was in that price. Because if you tell him, he's going to say, "Oh, you are stealing money. Leave the office." So character. So now we come to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a man of strategy. A lot of you might not agree, but if you look at, let's say, the APC's plan during the presidential campaign, he made you think he was stupid. He was playing a game. Most of you didn't get it. Please, since he has become president, please, are you still seeing the same Bola Ahmed Tinubu? What happened? He has changed all of a sudden. He knew, and this was how they thought. He knew that if he was being yabbed for being stupid, his tribe, Nigerians are tribe conscious. His tribe will stand up and start fighting other people. They calculated it. If you don't know that was orchestrated, then welcome. You have not learnt anything in the electoral college. I will tell you that. You've learnt nothing. So leaders are known by character. So now we have a class of, let's say, peace. This cohort is up to 300, right? I think just about 60 participatory. Right now in class, we have 37. If you take out the admin of electoral college, you're going to have about 32. Out of that 32, at 5 o'clock, which we always announce our bans and calls, that 5 minutes, go and call your friends. As of 5 o'clock, there were only 4 people in the class. And I'm sorry to say, if I was to pick leaders from this class, I will pick those 4. Because part of being a leader is having character. If you cannot attend electoral college class, is it fake meeting you're going to make time for every Wednesday? You guys don't know that what you do is a microcosm of a bigger picture. So when you see the electoral college telling you, come to class, do this, do that, you can't do it. And you want to enter primaries and win which primaries where? I don't understand. I don't get it, because I don't know how you're going to win the primaries. You're not going to win the primaries. And here is why. You are not committed enough to anything. And I'm going to be very real with you people today. You can mistakenly win, but with all parameters being equal, you cannot win the primaries. You are not dedicated enough to anything. I can tell you the people that have attended the class, attended the 13th cohort the most, and I'm going to call their names. Maury, Chalia, Kunle Lawal that opens the class, Lisa. All the rest of you, how do I put it? No offense, but you need a little character. Every day I open the class at 5 o'clock. I've been doing that across 13 cohorts. 13 times 26 classes. You can do the math. And this is not me branding myself, but come on. You can't attend a class that's given to you free, that you're going to learn from people that you can't naturally meet, and we're having to beg you to come to class. I'm sorry. No wonder we look at our leadership positions that have been given to youth and you can't see anything. Minister of Youth is competing with how many posts he or she has made on Instagram. Destroying office without SGF's permission. And now she doesn't have an office. And when the youth is not giving power, you now be saying, hey, the youth cannot win. It's you are the problem. Don't look at any old people. If you check the ratio of the people between the age of 60, or the people you attack the most, 55 to 75, they are not up to 1 million in this 1 million is too big. They are not up to 400,000 in this country. Well, let's just give them 500,000. Yet you people want to sit down. That's the ones in power. They're not up to 500,000 in power, in banks, in different places. There are not many. But do you know why you can't take over from them? Because you lack the character to take over, to lead. You don't even focus. You don't follow through on one particular thing you do. You don't follow through. Everything is get rich or die trying. You immediately want to make money now. You don't have time for anything else. You are interested in just getting money. That's all. Let me just make the money. That's why a lot of you are being scammed online and offline, because you think about get rich schemes. Now, what is most funny is that if you were to take the electoral college course, just an example, you take the electoral college course, how much do you think you pay for it? I don't think you pay anything less than 250,000. But you joke with it because it's given to you free. Yet, when one motivational speaker comes to tell you, come and learn how to make 2 billion in 1 year and pay me 50K, you will pay that money and go and attend and listen to how somebody had 1 egg and he boiled the egg and 17 eggs were in the pot. Really? You don't have the character to be a leader. I'm sorry. But sometimes I need to tell you guys the truth. Yesterday on Labour Party's project assignment, I remember someone said ED is harsh, and he's found out who ED is, and he was like, "Please be harsher in the next quote." I'm not harsh. I'm just principled, and I'll tell you what it is, regardless of how it is. So, definition of leadership: leadership is the ability to influence a group of individuals to achieve set goals or objectives. Leadership concepts are principles and ideas about the nature of leadership and theories underlining its various styles and approaches. Now we'll go to the perspective of leadership. Now, the general perspective of leadership, of the concept of leadership, or leadership concept, refers to various ideas about being a leader and leadership's principles and fundamentals. So, before you think of being a leader, what exactly would you be known for as a leader? So before you come into your head, or before you say, I want to be APGA party chairman, what do you want to be known for? What? The dream of every leader is to be immortal. It's not that they don't want to die. They want to die, but they don't want their names to die. They want to be like Nnamdi Azikiwe, Sir Tafawa Balewa. They want to be like Maitama Sule. They want to be like Ojukwu. They want to be like multiple Nigerians across board. I just don't want to continue naming. But they want to be like that. Who do you want to be? Have you carved a niche for yourself? Leaders are not good at doing multiple things. And I think we make that mistake in our leadership choices. We want a leader that is a messiah. He's good in economics. He's good with defense. He's good with what they call it. He's good with English. He's good with this. He's good with that. You want all that in a leader. But guess what? You don't need all that. The best economy we've had in a democracy, which is almost 25 years now stability in democracy, is a leader who you wouldn't call finesse. Obasanjo was not the one that will come and say, "Good evening, Nigerians. Today we're going to launch a new world order." He couldn't talk like Obama, or he wasn't swift. He wasn't witty, or couldn't talk like let's bring it home. Couldn't talk like Professor Osibanjo, who I admire a lot. But guess what? He could manage people and resources. He knew the exact square pegs and went into square holes. And today we miss him. I've even had people saying, why didn't we give him a third term? Because in the end, looking at our democracy now, we should have. So it includes factors that affect leadership style and the potential leaders' traits and perceptions. Leadership concepts benefit any individual who oversees or manages a group of people to achieve a common objective. The leader may know what skills and characters they may develop and how to use them to connect with their team members and followers. Let me hear something from the Electoral College. Charlie is here, right?
Yes, you do.
Hello? Okay.
Yes, you do.
Charlie is here. Thank you. Peace is here, right? Maureen, are you there? Or is Lisa there?
Yes, Idi, I'm here.
Okay. Now I'm going to start. I'm going to pick you guys randomly. You're going to have to use one word or one sentence, sorry. I lead the Electoral College, so I'm going to give an example. I just want to know what my leadership style is. I don't know what it is. So what do I use to connect with the Electoral College? Please, you're smiling. I'll start with you because you're smiling. Peace first.
Okay, the question again, Idi. I didn't get that.
Are you serious? You want to use it to think? I'll give it to you again.
Let me get the question.
What is the what they said a leader may know what skills and characters they may develop and how to use this to connect with their team members or followers. So how do I connect with the members of the region? That's with the Electoral College. How do I connect as the leader of the Electoral College?
Okay, so okay, Idi, let me rephrase your question a bit so that let us be on the same page. Now we're talking about we said character. I want to get your question straight. Character describes a leader. You should be known for something, right? And if I'm going to describe your leadership, then the first thing that comes to mind is integrity.
Hey, please, I'm not. Before you start calling me Baba Ibrahim, no, the other one was Baba Buhari. Please don't call me Baba Ibrahim. Thank you. Thank you very much, please. Charlie, let me hear what you're saying. I'm making this class as realistic as possible. Charlie. Charlie, are you there?
Okay. Yes, Idi.
Stop saying you heard the question.
I'll go, yes, Idi, I'm going now. Showing good example and good character. That's just a simple.
Me, good example. Me, good example.
Yes,
I don't know that one. Okay, let me hear from Maureen. Thank you very much, Charlie.
Good evening, Idi. Good evening, class. Okay, for me, aside from integrity, Idi knows how to spot talent and gifts in people, and when he picks them, he ensures that they utilize their potentials properly. He knows how to use people to achieve his goals by bringing out the potentials they have in them.
Maureen, I should buy you a gift. I think because Maureen has known me the longest. I think because Maureen is cheating mode. We should have asked Maureen to talk. Maureen has been with me for
I'm not cheating though, but it's the truth.
Yeah, cheating. You've known me the longest, so you are a cheat. You've known me for long. So anyway, you need a leader needs to have what he connects with people. Oh, thank you very much, Electoral College. Thank you for the sweet words. I'd have cried, but this class is recorded. Anyway, back to what I was saying. You need to be able to connect with your team members or followers. So for some people, like Maureen said, it's being able to spot somebody, bringing out the person's best potentials, and then using it to achieve a common goal. That is what leadership is. Leadership is not telling people go here, go there. It's okay. It's peace. Peace is good at organizing. Peace. The goal of this college is to reach out to people and educate them politically. Peace. Organize multiple things. Chalia is good at making small chops. Chalia, make small chops whenever we have a big event. I'm not having you. I'm just trying to make difference. This thing. Then Maureen is good at putting things together. Maureen put things together. Lisa is the empathic side of the college. Lisa knows how to temper justice with reason. Do you understand? ED is more of whip and horse. He only sees those kind of things. So Lisa is necessary so that Lisa makes ED look like he's not Hitler or a junior Hitler. But in the end, they still call me Hitler. That's why I'm wearing black for this class. Anyway, no problem. So we'll move on to the next slide. So there are types of leaders. So we'll go to the first one, which is trained leader. Now, trained leadership concept clarifies the social dynamics between a leader, the followers, and external influences. According to this concept, leadership is a developed attribute rather than an inborn capability. Now, I'm going to ask you guys, I'm going to open the class. Just 3 people should raise their hands. Once it's 3, it's more than 3, pick the first 3. I want to ask, is leadership inborn, or is it innate, or is it learned? I want 3 people to answer this. I want 3 hands coming up. I saw Joseph first. Peace, can you, or Charlie, can you unmute Joseph? Anyway, you guys pick who they are. What's wrong? Wait. I have a question first before Joseph goes. I believe this is the month of women, right?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Later, you will say men don't used to give you people chance.
Don't play that thing.
Where are the girls in this court?
We are here.
They are where? They are taking back seats. Later now they'll be looking for free form. Okay, now when they beat you in primaries, you understand. Anyway, let me have the first person.
Okay, Joseph, you can speak.
All right. Thank you very much, Evie.
Joseph, thank you.
Yes, I believe leadership is not inherent. Leadership is a learned skill. It's something that you can inculcate and build in yourself. That's what I believe leadership is. However, there are some certain people that by chance happen to be born into a family where leadership is bestowed on them. However, at its core, leadership is a skill that must be built. You could have a position and get stuck. So leadership is a skill that one must consciously build.
Thank you very much, Joseph. Thank you very much, Joseph. Can we have the next person? Hey, please, there must be a woman in this organization. There must be a woman inside.
Yes. I don't know why they are not raising their hands. Musa, please, you can go ahead.
I thought Origene is a woman. Is Origene not a woman?
No, Origin is.
Good evening.
Is it not Origene? You say Origin.
That's how we call
it. Origin. You probably been drinking. Anyway, okay, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Edie. Thank you for the wonderful presentation. Leadership is not one thing innate, but rather it is adaptive. It is adaptive based on how you shape yourself and adjust to fit in a particular.
Thank you very much, Musa. Can we have one more person?
Okay, Origin. Origene, you can speak. Let's find out the origin of
it has a Yoruba name, if I'm right.
I believe that hello?
No. First, you need to clarify your name first. How is it pronounced?
No, my name is Origin, sir.
Oh, it's Origin.
Yes, it's not Origin, it's Origin, sir.
I stand corrected.
Okay. So I believe that leadership is a learned skill. Although there are some people who, when you look at the way they are leading, is like they have some natural traits in them. But for me, the biggest part is learn. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And
okay.
You said? Idiot. Okay, so the girl has her hand up. Let's give that Jessica, right?
Okay, yes, we have Jessica. Okay. Jessica, you can unmute and speak.
Okay,
Jessica.
thank you. Good evening. Initially, I got it. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
we
we can hear you.
Okay, so like the previous speakers have spoken, leadership is learned. It's possible to get a background depending on how the environment you grew up in, and maybe your parents. If they are leaders, there are some skills that you get, but you still learn it. It's just that it's imbibed in you as you are growing up. But ultimately, it's a learned skill, and it takes a lot of inner strength in order to really be a leader.
Thank you very much, Jessica. And thank you for standing up for the girls. So we proceed. Excuse me, we proceed. But I'll say this first. A lot of people argue. There are arguments for both sides. That's that leadership is something innate, and then that it's something learned. I think it can be both. It's been proved beyond reasonable doubt that if you've read history of people across board, that some, without having any leadership skill ever in their families or anywhere else, they became leaders. There are some that without, and they became leaders at a young age, very young age. So you must say it's more of innate. And then, you ask yourself, how did these guys get this? Where did this come from? And, you get to see. So I believe it can be both, comfortably can be both. There are some people, you've never heard the phrase that his name follows him. There are people that are named good names and they just follow the way the name acts. And you'd ask yourself, how did this guy get here? So I believe it can be both. That's a personal belief. I'm not throwing it on the class. I just believe it can be both. So thank you very much. Now, an effective leader is a person who has developed their skills and abilities because of their desire and willpower. You see that word, desire and willpower? Let me translate it to plain English. Pain and sacrifice. Don't read it as because of their desire and willpower. That's the good part of it. The real word is because of their pain and sacrifice. There is no leader that has become anybody that has not gone through the pain to become somebody. You have to make swift choices. You have to go the long road. I'll tell you a story. Preceding my run for Senate, even as the national publicity secretary of a political party, I was always great with writing. I never spoke out because of virtually bullied by my cousins all my life. I'm a firstborn, but I was close to my mom's family, and my mom was like a lastborn. So all the cousins are older than me, and I always used to hang out with them. I was always bullied. Number one, I wasn't as light as them. I wasn't as light skinned as them. So I used to get that. That's just this thing. And then anytime I made a comment on, even if it was brilliant, I was shut down. And not because it was just part of the bullying. It wasn't that they didn't think I was brilliant. They spoke very highly of me outside. But I didn't have a voice. I could write very well. And I remember, and I felt I got a promotion. I just felt I needed to run for public office. I think I've told you guys a story that, we're having drinks with my friends. It was my birthday. They're like, Kule, you've become a national public secretary. You've done this, you've done that, you've done this. Guy, what's left now? I was like, there's nothing left. They're like, Kule, run for office. And I was like, okay. And I declared to run for office. The first dinner that was organized by a friend and pulled a lot of friends and said, you know what, we're going to announce Kunle to the world. When I went for the dinner, I was stammering. Would anybody here think that Kunle Lawal could stammer? I was stammering massively through the entire conversation. I knew what I wanted to say, but I was stammering. And they're like, Kunle, you can't run for Senate like this. My friends were disappointed. I went back. I'll tell you videos I watched. I watched videos of Hitler, Winston Churchill, transcribed videos of Hitler. And forget who Hitler was. Hitler was powerful oratorily. Hitler could talk you into jumping into a well in 5 minutes. He's one of the most powerful orators this world has seen. Winston Churchill was witty with words. I started watching them. It didn't take 2 months. When I came back, well, you have the Kunle now. I'm not bragging, but come on. So there's pain and sacrifice. Pain. Big pain. So it refers to learning what the leader is. That's what I just defined. Such as their beliefs and characters. I remember when I said I like using myself as an example because it's a simple example. And I said I was running for Senate and, put out some posters. And late Professor Pius Adesami was like, he went to my inbox and said, all you're selling is that you're young. What else? Man, I was like, what do you mean? I'm young. We're going to change Nigeria. We're going to do... He just said, you're not ready to be a senator. Man, the thing hit my lower liver. I was annoyed. The way he said it and discharged me hit my lower liver. But I had 2 choices. Block him on Twitter, as you guys will normally do, the famous millennials and Gen, let's not call it Gen, the problem causers, the people that get depressed. I'm not saying depression is not real, but people kind of, you like push the needle a little bit. And so I had 2 choices. I was pissed. This guy, who does he think he is? Because he's popular, this, that. Who the hell? But I now sat down. I was running for an office defending the fact that I was telling people of something they could already see in me. I'm young now, you can see it. Why should I be advertising it again? That's why when women are running for office and they come and they say, I'm a woman. You don't fail from that minute. Don't sell what we can see. It's true now. What are you selling what you can see? When you see different bags of rice, don't you know it's rice? This rice boils faster. This rice does this. Not they're selling something that we don't understand. It doesn't make literal sense. So I went back to the drawing board and I said, I don't have money. I don't have this. What don't these guys have? And I looked at it. To be a senator, you must be able to propose bills and amend laws. And these guys weren't doing any of it. I remember as of then, Aduda, who I was running against, had only 1 bill to his name. And the bill was, and I don't know why people call those things bills, only in Nigeria they call that bill, was to put a science technical school in Kuje or some, no, not Kuje, it was in Karu. That's his bill. Come on. And I went to work. I said, this means we have to think. So I started thinking massively. Next thing I knew was that I started coming up with bills. And I started posting them out. I'm saying this, so I saw this, I saw this. I changed the face of that campaign. People started caring what bills was. My posters had bills. And I remember before late Professor Pius Adesami died, he came back to my inbox and he wrote, which is his last message to me. He said, now you are a senator. I was proud. Because what you see now is that not only was I young, I was doing things the older ones couldn't do. Pain and sacrifice. Leave that desire and willpower. That's what motivational speakers tell you. I just put it there, but pain and listen. So the trained leader verbalizes his leadership, how they discharge their responsibilities. Verbalizes leadership means how they discharge their responsibilities, such as implementing policies and providing guidance and motivation to team members. You cannot be a leader if you cannot call peace on her birthday. You cannot be a leader if you do not care whether Charlie sounds a little more depressed than normal. You cannot be a leader if you don't know that Lisa is stressed this week and give her a break. When you actionalize your emotions and your relationship, people will learn to discharge their responsibilities. I'll tell you guys something. In college, it's here. I'm not saying it because I'm arrogant or anything, but I need to make a point. The 11th cohort, I believe, is it 11th or 10th? I believe it's 10th. I lost my youngest brother. I buried my youngest brother that day, and my class was to hold that day. Lisa and the electoral college told me no, and I told them I'm their leader. They cannot tell me no. I held that. People were in my house. I walked outside the house, went to the back. There's like a massive field, and I held the class. I did the class. Only people in the college knew that I buried my brother that day, but I held the class. True or false? Peace, you're there, man. Now I'm going to ask a question. Can anybody in the college tell me they are stressed? I'm not asking them to do what I did, though. I don't ask them for that. But they push themselves because they know what their leader is going to do to him, do with it, what he does with his own time. He's ready to push himself to the end. The goal is what matters. So for instance, be a professional with numerous exemplary qualities. Wait, Nigerians, I need to correct something. That does not mean I didn't love my brother. Please, people used to read things in opposite ways. I really love my brother. For instance, be a professional with numerous exemplary qualities such as accountability, honesty, commitment, loyalty, selfless service, and personal responsibility. Know yourself and be aware of others and understand how to respond to different situations and events. There are times Lisa, Peace, and Co would be like, Edie was soft over something that was big. And there are sometimes over something that's small that Peace can bear witness now. I'll bring the rain. I'm aware of them sometimes. And I'll tell you why maybe it seems that way. So within the college, sometimes we notice Peace is a great asset to the college. But sometimes Peace starts trekking to Jalingo when we are all going to Lagos. No, nobody's going to Lagos. That place start drainage. When we are all going to Uyo. The next thing, Peace will start going to Jalingo. And it's, small things. And when the small things reach 10, I used to pile them together, fold them into a big package, then I'll put it on my head, throw all the stars available. I do the same. It's not only Peace, so I do the same to Charlie, I do the same to Lisa. I do the same to all of them. So I'm aware of who they are. There's one thing all of them know. I love them very much. They know that. Love them very, very much. It's nothing I wouldn't do for any one of them. They know that at any point in time. But they also know that I will not hesitate to correct. I won't go through the corners. Let me use normal language. I won't go through the corners. I would attack it directly. So know the 4 elements of leadership, which are leader, follower, communication, and situation, and apply them appropriately. Leader, that's who you are. Follower, what kind of followers you have. Communication, your communication style. Now, there are leaders that communicate in a great way. Oh, I will need this done. I'll need this done. I will tell you, yes, they have great followers, but they will not be regarded by their followers. I'm sorry. In this part of the world, that's how we are. You guys are turned on by politicians who you don't have access to. And I'll tell you why. You say, no, I vote for good politicians. No problem. Calm down. I'll tell you now. When somebody like Kunle says he wants to run for, let's say, okay, send it now, it's realistic for me. Let's up it. For president. And I come and meet you and your friends. You laugh. They even get 10 cars where you come in. They don't even get PA. See, I'm sit down for you, nothing. But when the real guys come with their procession, you put like, hey, this guy people win this election, or we go win himself. And therein lies your problem. Kind of followers. So followers don't really regard people that are humble or etc. Can you guys still see me? I think it's getting dark a bit. Can you guys still see me clearly? Okay. So you have that situation where the follower thinks they really do. Now, the communication is always clear. You can be firm, principled, and still show empathy at the same time. So I can say, today is Peace's birthday. From the college, Peace, take 30K, go and buy shawarma, or go for a massage, or better still, go for a photo shoot. And then what do girls do on birthday again? All those their photo shoots, and she'll be happy. Then the next day, Peace will cross a line, and I'll tell her, Auntie, I expect more from you. Slam the phone on her. That's what being a leader is. If you guys think being a leader is saying, "Oh, yeah, you look so fine," please go and rule in Mars or wherever you want to rule. It's not on this planet. You will say, "No, no, no. What is he talking about? Obama was a nice president. He loved everybody." Really? You can Google it. Obama fired a missile every 4 minutes during his time. Obama's presidency killed more unarmed civilians in Arabia than any US presidency. But you know that one now because you're checking out Michelle Obama's gown and you're watching them kiss at an NBA game. Diversion. But do not underestimate the tenacity of Barack Obama's military precision. Do not. So we move to the next slide, which is another type of leadership, which is the two-component leadership. Now, the two-component concept explains leadership dependence on followership and states that there's no leader without followers. Leaders typically build strong relationships with their followers and influence them positively through continuous engagement. They may connect with their team members by building strong bonds and keeping them motivated and happy. They also create a community of shared interests, inputs, and ideas that drive the team and the organization towards achieving business objectives or political objectives. Leaders typically use various means to achieve this, including training sessions, mentorship programs, team building activities, paired work projects, and check-in meetings. This is very straightforward. It's very, very straightforward. So we don't need. So leaders build strong relationships with their followers. And every lion needs his pride. The way lions are, let's do a little biology. The way lions are, once you grow small, your daddy will chase you out of the pack. You go and find one lioness that is roaming, a young one. Build your pride, and you now have you two will chase your own son. So leaders need to break away from everywhere, their whole setting. It's just like, I'll give an example. Building the college required a working arm. I think the smartest thing we did was picking the most exemplary students to come and work on the working arm. And today we have the region. I believe the region is about 57 strong. Electoral college best across 12 cohorts. One day, one of them is going to be ED. I'm not going to be ED for long. But they already have a template. I couldn't be ED if I didn't have followers. I'll be like, now, those people the way when you go on social media, no offense, but girls are mostly guilty of this. When you go on social media, you just see them CEO of this. You know what it means to write CEO before your name? Chief Executive Officer. For business that is not even registered. Let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about that particular thing. Because I'll deviate. So there are characteristics of leadership. One of them is followership. The most fundamental requirement for leadership to exist is followership. Leaders exercise their authority over followers and provide them with guidance and motivation. Please, we're not talking about cult boys. So, it's the guys I'm talking to. Because any small thing now, your fraternity or your whatever, it's not a cult following. Provide them with guidance and motivation. It's also not the way we follow politics, leadership in politics. My leader. Leader will say, go and carry ballot box. My leader. Go and you are not moving anywhere. You've been carrying in short, they should put ballot box running as a profession in Nigeria. Because there are people that have been carrying ballot box since 2011. Till today, they are still carrying ballot box. That's the only thing they can do. Then some, when election comes in their state, they are known for campaigning for the governor. The governor will pull them. But the moment the governor wins, throws them away. When he wants to campaign again, come back. There are many like that. So, but that's not how a leader should be. A leader should have followers, and we must provide them motivation. Motivation means you must provide them a chance to be greater than you. Followers typically differ in their leadership requirements. For instance, a new hire may require more supervision than an experienced employee. So in some cases, some people still require supervision till today. Not talking of anybody in the college. While a motivated individual may prefer a different leadership approach than another individual or employee who lacks motivation. So, followership is a fundamental requirement for leadership. Next is sorry, the video is obstructing my leader-follower relationship. Now, leaders and followers need a level of relationship to establish effective leadership. The relationship typically manifests in both parties' abilities to influence each other. That means that followers can impact what decisions the leader makes and listens to them, while the leader also values the opinion of their followers without adopting any enforcement rules. I believe this is very simple. Then the situation. So situations, not situationship. So that one. I don't want to define what that one is, but the people should know that I still have my vibes. I'm not that old school. And so situations refer to the differences. That was a joke. But the differences in leadership requirements for different circumstances. An effective leader is typically dynamic in their approach and analyzes the situation thoroughly before choosing a solution. I don't think that makes me a leader, because ED will just say, but during gubernatorial debate, February 15. What? We're in January. Where are we going to get money? Where are we going to get? But these followers too, let me yap them. They used to believe this ED too much. That's how they followed me to go and do gubernatorial debate. Nobody even told me that we mad. Where are we going to get the money from? Okay, we're doing, hey, let's go. Next thing, we saw ourselves in debate. And well done, college. You guys pulled a nice one. But you people just used to follow me. If I say you should jump inside fire, that's what I'm saying, that I fail in this part. Analyze the situation thoroughly before choosing a solution. I believe I fail here. So, for instance, if two employees display exemplary behavior, the leader uses their understanding of both to determine the most suitable recognition for them. Various factors typically affect situational leadership, including relationships with senior members, or seniors, members skills, and company structure or political structure. I believe all these are simple. I don't need to talk about them. So roles and relationship. Now, roles means the key responsibilities of a job profile, position, or title. For instance, a sales manager performs various roles in business, including working with the sales team to bring a new business to the company. Now, relationships depend on the tasks available for a role. While you may perform some certain tasks alone, you typically perform most alongside various employees in the workplace. So sometimes, within the college, we must match people about that fit into things. Since I matched Salia and Lisa, I've not heard Pim. They're a wonderful team together. I knew now. Both of them are goody two shoes, soft heart. Like I let them just go and be doing love with each other. And I, of course, will term the troublemakers. Irinsu peace. With myself. So if you think say you get wahala, I get wahala too. We'll do our best. If I carry peace now, go and give Lisa. Lisa will just go, I don't know what's going on. Please, is Lisa here? Please, is Lisa here? I'm talking all these things. Wait, man,
No,
let me
she's
know
not
before
here.
they Eh?
No, she's not here.
You said she's not here, so I can freestyle before I can't wahala. So of course you need to pair this kind of people properly. You know, I'll always give more to myself. Maureen is troublesome. Maureen is wala, but ask Maureen. And I put screaming on her head. She used to correct. Default mode, straight. Both of us. Maureen, you know all these water side people now. They like wala too much. And me, man, I like wala too. So, you know, you typically need people that fit, you know, to do things together. I didn't say you push copy me. I'm just giving you an example. Now, the nature of leadership. Now, leadership as a process. Now, leadership is an interactive process where leaders and followers exchange influence. The leader influences their followers with their ideas and guidance, while the followers influence the leader with their suggestions and contributions. As there's a balance of authority, followers may follow the leader's directives. This attribute shows the extent of leadership depends on the leader's level of acceptance by their followers. A leader is only as strong as his followers. If your followers don't accept you, you can't lead. Now, leadership as a function. Now, in leadership as a function, the emphasis is on activities that facilitate the achievement of group goals. The leader is a person who oversees the performance of this function. But there are typically several individuals and factors that contribute to these achievements. If the team succeeds, the leader receives the most of the praise. And likewise, if it doesn't, the leader takes the highest portion of fault. If we finish making noise and printing poster that we're doing Lagos gubernatorial debates in 2023, and we didn't find the money, Charlie, are you there? Charlie, is Charlie there? Okay, Charlie has entered voicemail. So Charlie worked closely with me during the debate. Charlie would have abandoned me. She says electoral college. Kunde is the one that say he wants to do debate. In the end, the debate messed up. And they will walk their own way. And when people are saying electoral college, they will not say electoral college. They say Kunle Lawal's debate messed up. They will even remove the college by proxy away from it. It's me that will take all the blame. But when it happens, like it happened, you know now, KL is doing things. So leadership as a focal person. Now, leadership as a focal person assigns leadership roles to individuals based on their organizational status or position. This means company heads as directors, executives, managers, directors, administrators, and chiefs of department are the only individuals capable of leading. They assign tasks to employees and hold them accountable for these tasks during performance evaluations. This too is quite straightforward. I don't think we need to. So leadership as a status group. Now, leadership as a status group denotes a situation where a person moves to a leadership position because of their heredity. For instance, an individual may become president or the chief executive officer of a company if it's family owned. This leadership nature also covers elected leaders, such as relatives of politicians. The way Rufai's son is now a legislator. The way Boris' daughter now is in the State House of Assembly. We're not saying that these people could not have been what they could have been without their parents. But when you go into the same business with your parents, this is across board, whether it's law, the Akintole Williams that have all the accountants, the Falanas that are all lawyers, the Kutis. Once you have a family that is vested in that, leadership could be vested into you based on, because it's an easier road for you than those that have to climb up, because your family has created the pathway, just like monarchy is. So if you see a politician's son or daughter becoming something, instead of hating, it's not their fault. There are many politicians children that didn't make it or don't have sense. So don't be blaming when you see one of them. I don't think it is easy. It's not easy. I'll tell you. A few of them are my friends. It is not easy. It is not an easy thing. Don't think because their father is in politics, you are crowned with anything you do go well. It is not. If you think so, if you think it is easy, in short, let's not even talk about it. It's totally not easy. Because if you thought it was easy, Kola Abiola would still be the richest man in Nigeria, and he probably would have run for president and won it. Kola cannot even win 20,000 votes. Anyway, that's another conversation about another day. So the importance of leadership: initiates action, promotes cooperation and coordination, promotes motivation and guidance, builds enabling environment for progress, and prepares successors. Please do not negate this. Prepares successors. Any leader that does not prepare successors is not ready, cannot be called a leader. And I think this is last slide coming next. Wait, let me just go over this a little bit since it's last slide. So initiate action. The leader must say, come, guys, this is what we're doing. This is how we're going to do it. This is where we're going. Yeah. You see the president, you say, okay, ban on what they call it. Ban on traveling out. Reduce your contingent. Must initiate action. The leadership must also promote cooperation and coordination. Guy, you are Ministry of Police, you are doing this. You are FRSC. Why don't you guys work together? Leadership should also promote motivation and guidance. We mentioned this earlier. Then build an enabling environment for progress. Don't enter the office and be shouting. Let everybody think now. Or because you are a Labour Party chairperson, you want to be the one talking throughout. Nobody else hearing your voice on the WhatsApp group. You are just talking. Or because you are ABGA vice chairperson. Or because you are, what's the other party? Labour, ABGA, NNPP. You are NNPP's presidential candidate. Nobody can talk before you. And now you've won it for the court. Hey, nobody can talk to you again on the court group. When you talk, now you Biko. Guy, I just see election, you win. No? Country world, may will show you how it be. I will see that I will get 2 votes. So back to, in conclusion, I need to say, so I took this statement from Batman. I love this thing so much because for me, it's going to conclude a lot of things that we think of. So die and be a hero, or live long enough to see yourself become a villain. Jay-Z also said this. Now, when you read this, you're going to say die and be a hero or live. You say, so heroes die. No. Die and be a hero refers to every leader knowing when it's best to walk away. You don't need to physically die. Live long enough to see yourself become a villain. For all those African leaders that you know that decided to save their country, Mugabe. Do you know who Mugabe was perceived as when he took power the first time? Was perceived as the savior of his people. You can Google it. Africa was happy he took over. Omo bros no gree leave the place. So. The person he chased, or live long enough to see yourself become a villain. Now, do you understand that? Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Batman. Thank you, Jay-Z, for that line. Thank you, Electoral College, for this class.
Thank you so much, Edie, for this session, for your class today. It's been hot, like scattering of tables. Okay, so we're going to dive right into questions. So if you have any questions, you can use the chat box to drop your questions, or you indicate by raising up your hand, then I'll ask you to unmute and ask your questions. Again, if you have any questions, you can use the chat box to drop your questions, or indicate by raising up your hand, then I ask you to unmute and then ask your question. Now, Edie, we have a question already. Well done. Catch your breath then. Of course, no, it's you. So the first question here is from Jimin Sontio. He said, thank you, sir. What are some of the ways you have handled delegation and delivery of results? What are some of the ways you have handled delegation and delivery of results?
So first and foremost, I place delivery of results before delegation. Peace is here, she'll tell you. If ED asks you to, and Maureen is here. If I say I need this in 1 week, if it's not done in 1 week, I'll do it myself. I place delivery of results of the college way above I place delegation, and I'm not too big to do it. They will tell you, everybody in the college will tell you. I don't waste time. They know, Maureen knows me now. She knows me very well. You can't tell me that we need something done, you haven't done it, and you're there gallivanting, and because I'm delegating. Because I'm delegating doesn't mean my hand is broken. That's what everybody here needs to understand. Because I'm delegating doesn't mean my hand is broken. So I intentionally will deal with what needs to be dealt with. So I place the delivery of results way ahead of placing ahead of delegation. So it's not that I don't want to delegate. I want to, but delegation is not my primary responsibility. My primary responsibility as executive director of the Electoral College is growing the Electoral College to becoming one of the greatest institutions Nigeria has ever seen. That is what I pay. So the word delegation is a pride. Remember, I defined leadership in the beginning as servitude. I'm serving Peace, Maureen, Charlie, and Co. I'm just sitting down in an executive position, but I serve them. Thank you very much.
Okay. I think that would be all on questions. I can't see any other questions again. There's no hand up.
Why doesn't my class have questions? It's always wahala. The other people will teach, they will have questions plenty. ED will teach, there will be no questions. Are people afraid of me?
No, probably that's because you made this as simple as possible. So, but we have I can see a hand here. Dr. John, you can unmute and ask your question. Dr. John Imoke.
Okay.
You can go ahead.
Everyone. Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Evening.
Okay, thank you, Edie, for this very awesome presentation. But I just want to get some clarification from what we've learned this evening. You mentioned a chain leader, being a chain leader, what it entails to be a chain leader. Would it be out of place to say that a chain leader, because before now, I have an idea of type of leaders we could have. We'll talk of authoritarian leader, laissez-faire leader, and all that. But this is an embodiment of leadership in the sense that when we are saying a chain leader, doesn't mean a chain leader has a component of each of these sub types of leadership embedded in him. He's a bit laissez-faire. He has a bit of the authoritarian thing. He has the autocratic thing in him. I want to know if that's a true component of a chained leader. Does he require all these components as part of his skill, or he just need a specific skill set of being a chain leader? He doesn't need to be autocratic. He doesn't need to be democratic. He doesn't need to be, you understand? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Because from what you've taught us today, it means a trained leader may require all these other sub-components of leadership. He needs to imbibe all those skills. He needs to have skill sets that contains all those other sub-leadership style. I just want to have your comments on that.
I think the only thing I said about a trained leader is that a trained leader develops his own leadership skill. So if he wants to be autocratic, he'll pick a mentor that is autocratic and start acting autocratic. If he wants to be diplomatic, he'll pick a mentor that is diplomatic and learn those attributes. So a trained leader is just somebody who has dedicated himself to training himself to be a leader. And that's what it is for me.
Okay. Thank you for that clarity.
Thank you very much. Sir.
Okay, we have another question. Justin. Okay, you can unmute and speak, Justin. Justin, I'll go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
From the discussions today, it's clear that all the people that have led Nigeria from 1999, to be specific, to 2024 now, are all leaders because they have one defining character in one way or the other. And we have viewed part of why Nigeria is the way it is to leadership failure. Now, how do we reconcile what we've learned today with why Nigeria is what it is?
First, who told you Nigeria has a leadership failure? I'd like to take you up on that first.
From studies, I've come to.
Okay. There's no particular study that shows that. Or are you going to Google it for us to see the study that shows that Nigeria has a leadership failure? So who told you? That's what I want to know. Who told you that Nigeria has a leadership failure?
Nobody told me, but I've watched. Okay.
You've watched who?
I've watched our leaders. I've watched our leaders and tried to measure their performance in terms of what is expected of a good leader, like some of the accountability issues that we have in Nigeria. Let's focus on the current administration, for instance. I remember in this class, I made reference to the fact that a memo is being released from the presidency that information should not be circulated, and for me,
bros, wait first. No, wait. Slow down. You are going in many places. I'd stay in one place. Choose a struggle. First and foremost, memos have been leaking since Abacha. It's social media that is making you see them now. It's social media that is making you now because it comes to social media. It has been leaking since. It's a Nigerian thing. Somebody will show a side chick. Hey, see what thing they do for office today. Oh, that side chick now will show our friend. One person will post it. It is not a today thing. Secondly, anybody that tells you Nigeria has a leadership failure is directly, selectively choosing to look at it. It's like looking at an orange and saying that the orange is not sweet because it doesn't look like an orange you had before. Let me tell you the truth. Nigeria does not have a leadership failure. Nigeria has a followership failure because it's only those followers that elect and appoint those leaders. So the followers must first fail and then make the mistake of producing bad leaders. The leaders don't come before the followers. Followers come before the leaders. Oh, wait. Let me ask you a question. Do you start with a president, then you put start voting later?
No. Yeah.
Oh, so you vote in a president, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, who has failed? You know the funny thing? The funny thing?
Yes, sir.
No, it's not a two-way street. Don't deceive yourself. It's not a two-way street. Let me explain something. I've mentioned this multiple times in your classes, and I've said this to you guys. Maybe you don't remember. I'll reiterate it. We have a democracy. You guys have refused to participate in political parties. When they give you Tinubu, Atiku, Peter Obi, and whatever, you people now start complaining. Do you know that the fundamental of a democracy is participation in political parties? That is the fundamental beginning. That is where everything starts. Okay, but you don't participate, but yet you want to vote in good leader. Please help me now. Help me now. Help me. You guys stop talking. You see, I don't want students of the electoral college to be talking like people that, these activists have trained. Please, we are not activists here. We disagree with policies, but we have an objective lookout to every failure. Don't tell me that. Don't. Let me ask you a question. The guy that became treasurer for your estate group and decided to run with the money, is it not you that put him there?
Of course we are.
So if he runs, you didn't know his character before you should have studied him more. You are the one that doesn't come out for election. You have close to 90-something million people participating in election. Somebody was on Twitter arguing with me that this is the most participated election in Nigeria's history. I said, okay, no problem. God did. Less than 25 million. No nonsense now. People just say the youth came out in 2023 elections. They came, youth, that is 65 million, more than the entire, multiplied by 2. The entire almost nearly multiplied by 3. The entire voting the entire votes that were being cast. Do you know what percentage the youth actually brought to that 23 million of the votes? You people just form some narratives on Twitter. Sorry, this thing actually annoys me. That's why my voice is raised. I'll calm down. You people form some narratives on Twitter and be arguing. Who gave you that statistical analysis?
Please, Idi, hear my point out. I like to
I'm
learn.
not trying to hear your point. You started
No,
from the wrong
listen,
place.
I want to learn.
Don't tell me about leadership failure. Don't tell me.
But please, can I
tell
just
me about leadership failure? I'm not angry. I'm just telling you.
I understand. But please, can I say something, sir? Now,
yes, go ahead.
The nature of a human being, I believe, is essentially corrupt, because a lot of people see things or look for opportunity to actually act out who they are. And when you are talking about participation, is it possible that
wait, you've come again? You say the nature of a human being is corrupt.
Yeah,
which kind of people do you know?
This is why I say this, sir.
I don't agree with you.
Okay, even if you don't agree with me, I want to learn. That's why I'm bringing it out, sir. Sir, when you put people in positions without strong laws to regulate their conduct of behavior, some of the people, as beautiful as they may be in character, will misbehave.
Wait, now hold it there. I'll be correcting things so that you will not be aligning it long. Hold it there.
All right, sir.
You say you don't have strong laws. Is that what you said? You don't have strong laws, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, with me, you don't have strong laws.
I'm with you, yes.
Now. Okay. Who is your house? Wait, calm down. Who is your house of rep?
Representing my constituency.
Yeah, of course, not mine, yes.
It's Peter Panke, Mr. Panke, sir.
Who is your senator?
Senator Jirigbe Agom.
Who is your state house of assembly? Who is your state house of assembly?
State house of assembly is I've forgotten the name. I actually know it's one long.
No. I know you did well. 2/3, you did well. That was not the objective. How many bills has Jarigbe passed in the Senate?
I don't have knowledge
0.
of the number
I
of
will help you. 0. I will help you. Don't say you don't have. It's 0. Let's come down to your this thing. Let's come down to your House of Rep. How many people has he passed? How many bills has he passed?
I've not really heard.
Don't say 0. I will help you again. Stop saying you've not really heard. So your problem is not that the laws are weak. Your problem is that the people that to amend the laws, you did not put in the correct people. What's Jaribe doing? Arguing they did not give him 100 million. That's all. That's the only time I've seen Jaribe talk in the Senate. If not, Jaribe is a standing fan. You can go and tell him. I said. So let's be honest. So don't say we don't have strong laws. Don't say we don't have strong laws. You didn't put the people that can make the strong laws. How do you expect to have strong laws? How? I can tell you, and I can categorically state this, that in the entire National Assembly, 66% of the National Assembly has never read the Constitution of Nigeria. Yet they are there to amend the Constitution. Yet you people counter them. You people counter them with something that is not even legal. Constituency projects, which was put in because Obasanjo wanted third term. There is no law anywhere guaranteeing constituency projects anywhere in Nigeria. But
that's correct.
When they start running for office, that is what you, the citizen, ask them: come and do road, come and do electricity, supporting a total anomaly and illegality and unconstitutional position. God damn! And you're telling me we have a leadership problem? Help me, I beg now.
It's understood. Thank you, Idi.
Thank you very much, sir. Sorry, I'm very, very passionate about this thing.
No, it's good because it helps us to actually understand where we are getting things wrong.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay, so Edie, we have another question in the chat box. Quickly, I don't even understand it. What are state apparatus of a party state superstructure to dignity, a unified local government council? I don't understand this question. So
What language is that?
Honestly, typed in English. Elugbajo, I don't know if you can indicate by raising up your hand so you ask your question yourself, right? So we get you clearly. We get what you mean. Are you here, Elugbajo? Okay, so yes, he's here. So you can unmute and ask your question.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I really can persuade your building capacity. Thank you so much, Edie.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. My question is, what are the state apparatus of a party state superstructure to dignify a unified local government council, sir?
What language are you speaking?
No, it's a preference
Number
to
one,
local.
there's no number one, there's no party state superstructure for a state. Please don't be bringing campaign slogans to this place. We've taught you this thing. There's only a state executive council, and the state executive council has the state chairman, the state secretary, who's in charge of administration, the state public relations officer, state treasurer, state financial secretary, state women leader, state youth leader. Those are the members of. Which one is state superstructure? Which language is that? Is it a highway by Wiki? I beg, guy. There's nothing like that. There's nothing like that in English.
Actually, hello. Yes, sir. This difference is that it's a unified local government council. So that's why it's brought by to states on the African diaspora to the Nigeria body of House of Representative and law of.
Let me ask you a question. And this is very simple. Have you held a position in a political party before?
No, but institution I did.
Have you held a position in a political party before? No. The answer is no. Have you held a position on the National Executive Council of a political party?
No.
Okay, then you don't have an opinion. No, till then you don't have an opinion on this matter.
Okay,
you don't have an opinion on this matter. Thank you very much.
Okay. Israel, okay, he has dropped his hand. So I think we have come to the end of today's class. Thank you so much, Idi, for today's class. Okay, Israel, you're still here. Sorry, Idi, can we take this last? Okay. Israel,
Okay,
you can ask your question. This will be the last question. Israel, unmute and ask your question.
Thank you. Thank you very much. First of all, I want to say a very big thank you to the organizing team of the Electoral College. It's been a wonderful session so far from the beginning to today. Today's class was very exceptional. Listening to Edie Kunle Lawal today really expresses some of the pains of most of us who have contested for electoral offices and what we have to face when talking to constituents. You begin to, wonder if these people know what they want. So I want to ask, is it in the place of aspiring leaders to educate their citizens or constituents on what to expect and what not to expect? Who should be carrying out these jobs? Is it the aspiring leaders, or because definitely the ones who are there would not want to teach them what to expect? I mean, they would just be hell-bent on interventions and share rice and do palliative. So yeah, so I'm asking, is it in the place of aspiring leaders to educate constituents on what to actually expect and what are the scorecards to use in measuring who to elect as their leaders? Thank you.
So, well, you can see after Abuja lost the senator, I didn't lose an election. We started the electoral college. So I came back to educate. I think the answer is there already.
Okay.
Hello.
Israel, are you still here? I believe your question has been answered. Okay, he has dropped. He has dropped off.
I didn't drop off. I think my mic was muted. I just got muted. Thank you. I think it answers it perfectly. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. So we have come to the end of today's class. Edie, thank you so much for always availing yourself to be here. Thank you so much. We're really grateful. And to everyone who attended class today, thank you so much for being on this path to a greater Nigeria, right? And we have come to the tail end of the cohort, right? Class continues tomorrow, 5 p.m. The link opens at, I think, 4:50 thereabout, right? Anything from 4:50. So please, today we have talked about leaders, right? We have talked about leadership. So I expect that from tomorrow's class, we should see these things taking effect, right? We don't need to be monitored with canes before we will decide to act, right? But before we call it a day, I'm going to give this opportunity.
Please, leave them. Leave them. Let them stroll into class again tomorrow. Some people are going to cry on Sunday now when their name is not heard on graduation. It's too late. It's too late. Leave them. Leave them. Do what you normally do best. We will do what we do best. If you cancel names anyhow, we'll do what we do best.
Okay. So again, it is not over until it's over, right? So before we call it a day, I'll give this opportunity to Didi, right? Didi, if you're present, you have the mic now.
Okay, thank you, Peace. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Edie. I followed the tail end of the class and I can see some comments in the box. Well done, Edie. You always over-deliver all the time. Thank you for the Electoral College. Thank you for this vision. A lot of us have been raised through this. Yeah. So well done to everyone. It's been an interesting journey. I know that. So tomorrow will be your last class and Sunday will be graduation. Like he said, on that day, I hope we'll not be laughing while some people are crying. But anyway, what you've done so far will show. The results will show. Yeah. So before we go this evening, I want to present the certificate of return to the president of the court XIII in the person of Dr. John Imoke of the New Nigerian People's Party. So congratulations to you. Let me just bring that up. Congratulations to New Nigeria People's Party. You guys have clinched it twice. You've clinched the gubernatorial and now you've also clinched the presidential. So well done. Well done to all the parties. You all have done your best, but this was the winner. So congratulations to you. The certificate of return is presented to John Imoke of New Nigeria People's Party. And he has been elected to the office of the president of the court XIII at the election held on the 20th day of March 2024, dated 20th day of March 2024, and signed by the INEC chairman himself, Kunle Lawal, for the Electoral College Nigeria. So congratulations to you.
Hey, I don't know how that thing got signed. I'm just seeing it now.
Okay, so John, if you're here, you have 1 minute to accept this and just say a few words before we leave.
Okay, John, you can raise your hand so I can ask you to unmute. Dr. John. I can't see his hand. Okay, he's here. Okay, you can unmute. You can unmute. Dr. John can. Okay, yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. So Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Good evening. Yes, we can hear you. Good evening, Dr. John.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I want to especially appreciate the college, the Electoral College Nigeria, the AD and other executive of the Electoral College. I also want to thank every member of my party, the New Nigerian People's Party, SUDO, the executive, and all the indefatigable members. I also want to thank all the other contestants who participated in this process. Truly, it was a very fair, true and fair election. I want to thank everybody who campaigned and supported me in becoming the president for this cohort. I'm greatly excited about the prospects, and I'm committed to leading our nation towards a brighter future with his support. We embark on a journey of transformation where at the end of the day, every citizen will have the opportunity to thrive and to contribute to the collective success of our nation. Once again, I want to thank the Electoral College for making this a dream come true. And for all the party members, all the party faithful, I dedicate this to every member of my party, the cohort, and all the admin members in my cohort, the NMPP cohort. I want to thank you for guiding and leading us to this success. I dedicate this to every member of the cohort. Thank you so much. We appreciate and we hope that in the future, that all the things that we've learned here, we'll put it to practice. God bless us and God bless the cohorts. God bless the Electoral College Nigeria and every one of us here. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. John, president, right? The president of the cohort. I don't know if you had not won. I don't know if you would have still said it was a free and fair election, but that was just on a lighter note. I know it was free and fair, right? So we have come to the end of today's class. And again, it is not over until it is over. So I look forward to seeing us all in tomorrow's class, right? We are having our last class tomorrow. And of course, on Sunday is graduation. So you can bring all the rice, the coke, and whatever. Just get ready for graduation, right? On this note, I would say thank you so much to everyone who has taken time to attend, to the ED, DED, Chalia, Maureen, and every other admin member of the admin. Thank you so much for making today's class a success. So let's all have a restful evening as we prepare for...
Please, calm down. It's restful evening. You cannot be throwing shade. To you, you threw shade at the president. You say he did not win because you were forming Labour Party. You don't know that if the election was not free and fair, it is the INEC chairman you are throwing shade at. So let me ask you now. So when you lose, you are like the real Labour Party. In Abia State where they won, the election was free and fair. But in what they call it, in anywhere else they did not win, the election was rigged by people. In Southeast, the election was free and fair. In the other places was no. If you want to, no, don't come through the corners. Let's talk directly. I know they fear. No. You can't pick a fight like that. You thought you picked a fight with him. You didn't know you picked a fight with me.
No. No, we are not saying it wasn't free and fair. I'm just saying.
You are saying what? Don't throw shade like that. No. It is the election was free and fair. You because you didn't win, you say it did not free and fair. I don't tolerate. Look, and this president said, for people that are breaking fast, welcome to Breaking Fast. Sorry, we're joking now. For the president, I noticed he congratulated everybody. He did not talk of the people that he ran against at all. He didn't even mention them. He just say all the cohorts. Which kind of presidential speech is that? And he will deal with that thing. You guys, good night. People are breaking their fast. It was fun today in class. See you all tomorrow.
See you all tomorrow in class, please. It's always a free and fair election in ECN. Good night.
Good night.